Most people who care about their kidney health are told to watch their sodium, limit protein, and stay hydrated. And all of that is important. But there is one fruit that kidney researchers, nephrologists, and nutrition scientists keep returning to in study after study, a fruit that does something genuinely remarkable for the kidneys from the inside, and that most people with kidney concerns have never been specifically told to eat. What makes today's video different is not just that we are going to tell you which fruit it is. We are going to explain exactly what happens inside your kidney cells when you eat it, why eating it before bed is more effective than eating it at other times of day, and one important group of people who should be careful with it before simply adding it to their evening routine. Stay until the very end, because the mechanism we cover toward the end of this video is the one that kidney researchers are most excited about right now, and it involves a process happening inside your kidneys every night while you sleep that most people have never heard of. Before we name the fruit, let's take a moment to understand why the kidneys need specific nutritional support, because this context makes everything that follows genuinely meaningful. Your kidneys are two fist-sized organs that filter your entire blood volume approximately 30 times every single day. Every minute, about 1 liter of blood passes through these remarkable organs, where millions of tiny filtering units called nephrons separate waste products, excess minerals, and toxic compounds from the nutrients and water your body needs to keep. The waste and excess fluid become urine. The nutrients return to circulation. This process requires enormous metabolic energy and exposes kidney cells to very high levels of oxidative stress, meaning the chemical byproducts of the filtration work itself can damage the very cells doing the filtering. This is the central vulnerability of the kidneys that nutrition can address. Kidney cells, particularly the cells lining the tubules and the glomeruli, are among the most metabolically active and oxidatively stressed cells in the entire body. They need a continuous supply of antioxidant compounds to neutralize the oxidative damage generated by their own work. When antioxidant defenses are inadequate, kidney cells age faster, their filtration efficiency declines, and the gradual loss of kidney function that affects so many people over 60 accelerates beyond what biological aging alone would produce. Providing the kidneys with targeted antioxidant support through diet is therefore not a peripheral health strategy. It is a direct intervention in one of the most important processes determining how long and how well the kidneys continue to function. The fruit is pomegranate. And before this sounds familiar in a vague, general healthy food way, let's be specific about why pomegranate is uniquely suited to kidney support compared to other antioxidant-rich fruits. Pomegranate contains a group of polyphenol compounds called punicalagins and punicalins, along with pomegranate-specific elagitannins, that are found in meaningful concentrations in virtually no other food on Earth. When you eat pomegranate or drink pomegranate juice, these elagitannins are metabolized by bacteria in your gut into compounds called urolithins, particularly urolithin A, which has been identified in recent years as one of the most biologically active compounds produced from any dietary plant source. Urolithin A has several properties that are directly relevant to kidney health, and understanding them transforms pomegranate from simply a healthy fruit into something with a specific and remarkable mechanism of action in kidney cells. The first mechanism is mitophagy. This is the process in kidney cells, and actually in all cells, by which the cell clears out damaged, dysfunctional mitochondria, the energy-producing structures within cells, and replaces them with fresh, efficient ones. As people age, mitophagy becomes less efficient, damaged mitochondria accumulate within kidney cells, energy production in those cells declines, and the filtration work they perform becomes less efficient. Research on urolithin A, the compound produced from pomegranate compounds in the gut, has found that it powerfully activates mitophagy, essentially triggering kidney cells to clean house, removing damaged mitochondria and restoring more efficient energy production. This is genuinely exciting for kidney health because it addresses the cellular energy deficit that underlies declining filtration function at an age when mitophagy is naturally less active. No common fruit other than pomegranate produces urolithin A in meaningful amounts through gut metabolism, making this mechanism specific to pomegranate in a way that sets it apart from other antioxidant fruits. The second mechanism is the direct anti-inflammatory effect of pomegranate's polyphenol on kidney tissue. Inflammation in the kidneys, specifically in the glomeruli and the tubular cells, is one of the primary pathological processes driving chronic kidney disease progression. Punicalagins, the most abundant polyphenol in pomegranate, have demonstrated anti-inflammatory effects in kidney tissue in research settings, reducing the inflammatory signaling molecules that activate immune cells within the kidney and cause progressive tissue damage. For someone with elevated creatinine, reduced eGFR, or early-stage chronic kidney disease, reducing renal inflammation through diet is one of the most practically important nutritional interventions available, and pomegranate provides this anti-inflammatory effect through multiple polyphenol compounds acting simultaneously. The third mechanism is the antioxidant activity. Pomegranate has one of the highest total antioxidant capacities of any commonly consumed fruit, higher than red wine, higher than blueberries, higher than green tea by most comparative measures. The specific antioxidant compounds in pomegranate are particularly effective at neutralizing the types of reactive oxygen species most commonly generated in kidney tissue during filtration work. Research has specifically examined pomegranate's antioxidant effects in kidney tissue and found that pomegranate consumption reduces markers of oxidative stress in kidney cells in ways that are measurable in both blood and urine tests. The fourth mechanism involves blood pressure regulation, which is directly relevant to kidney health because hypertension is one of the two most common causes of chronic kidney disease alongside diabetes. Pomegranate has been found in multiple clinical studies to produce meaningful reductions in blood pressure, with research consistently finding reductions in systolic blood pressure in the range of 5 to 10 points with regular pomegranate consumption. For the kidneys specifically, this blood pressure reduction matters because the small blood vessels inside the glomeruli are directly exposed to arterial pressure, and persistently elevated pressure causes mechanical damage to these delicate structures over time. Reducing that pressure through pomegranate's blood pressure effects is therefore directly kidney protective. Now let's talk specifically about why eating pomegranate before bed is more effective than eating it at other times of day. The kidneys have their own circadian rhythm, meaning their biological activity follows a daily cycle that is tied to the sleep-wake pattern. Research on renal circadian biology has found that certain kidney functions, particularly the expression of genes involved in cellular repair, waste clearance, and inflammatory regulation, are more active during specific phases of the sleep cycle. The body's cellular repair processes, including the mitophagy that urolithin A activates in kidney cells, operate more actively during sleep than during waking hours when the body is focused on active function rather than maintenance. Consuming pomegranate in the evening, before sleep, means that the urolithins and polyphenol produced from pomegranate digestion are circulating and available to kidney cells during the overnight repair window, when kidney cells are most receptive to the mitophagy activating and anti-inflammatory signals these compounds provide. There is also a practical substitution argument for why before-bed pomegranate consumption specifically matters. The hours before sleep are when many people reach for sweet snacks, desserts, or processed foods that add metabolic burden without nutritional benefit. Replacing this evening snack with pomegranate seeds or a small glass of pure pomegranate juice means the last nutritional input before the body's overnight repair period is one of the most antioxidant and anti-inflammatory rich foods available, rather than something that adds sugar and processing compounds the kidneys must filter. Now let's address the important caution mentioned at the beginning of this video. Pomegranate is relatively high in potassium. For people with healthy kidney function who are using pomegranate to support their kidneys proactively, this is not a concern because healthy kidneys regulate potassium efficiently. But for people who already have diagnosed chronic kidney disease, particularly at stage 3 or above, or for people who have been told by their doctor that their potassium levels are elevated, the potassium content of pomegranate requires careful consideration. The kidneys that have lost significant filtration capacity may not be able to excrete the potassium from pomegranate efficiently, and elevated blood potassium, a condition called hyperkalemia, can cause dangerous heart rhythm disturbances. For anyone in this category, adding pomegranate to their diet without discussing it with their nephrologist or doctor first would be a mistake. Let's talk about how to consume pomegranate for maximum kidney benefit. Fresh pomegranate seeds, called arils, consumed directly provide both the polyphenol compounds and the fiber that supports the gut bacteria responsible for converting those compounds into urolithins. Pure pomegranate juice without added sugar provides the polyphenol without the fiber, which can accelerate absorption but removes the gut microbiome-mediated conversion step that is important for urolithin production. Pomegranate juice with added sugar should be avoided because the added sugar adds glycemic burden without additional health benefit. A portion of roughly half a cup of arils or a small glass of pure pomegranate juice before bed is within the range used in research showing kidney and blood pressure benefits. Let's go deeper on the urolithin A discovery, because it represents one of the most significant recent advances in nutritional science, and its implications for kidney health specifically deserve more than a brief mention. Urolithin A was identified as a biologically significant compound relatively recently in nutritional research terms, with the major discovery of its mitophagy-activating properties occurring in the past decade. What makes it particularly noteworthy is that it is not consumed directly from food. It is produced by gut bacteria through their metabolism of elagitanins from pomegranate, and because only certain gut bacteria produce it effectively, not every person who eats pomegranate produces meaningful amounts of urolithin A. People whose gut microbiome contains the right bacterial species produce it efficiently, while those with a more depleted or less diverse microbiome may produce very little. This gut microbiome dependence creates a direct incentive to maintain a diverse, healthy gut microbiome as part of any strategy to benefit from pomegranate's mitophagy-activating properties. The relationship between pomegranate consumption and kidney stone prevention is another dimension worth discussing, because kidney stones are one of the most painful and common kidney-related problems affecting older adults. Pomegranate's antioxidant compounds reduce oxidative stress in the urinary tract, which is associated with crystal formation and the adhesion of crystals to kidney tubule cells that initiates stone formation. Pomegranate's overall anti-inflammatory effects in the kidney tubules reduce the conditions that favor crystal adhesion and stone nucleation. For anyone with a history of kidney stones, discussing pomegranate as part of a broader dietary strategy for stone prevention with a urologist or nephrologist is a relevant conversation. The connection between pomegranate's effects on the gut microbiome and kidney health deserves specific attention, because the gut-kidney axis is one of the most rapidly developing areas of nephrology research. When the gut microbiome is healthy and diverse, it produces compounds called short-chain fatty acids that reduce systemic inflammation and reduce the production of uremic toxins, the waste compounds that accumulate when kidney filtration is impaired and that contribute to further kidney damage. Pomegranate polyphenol have been found to support gut microbiome diversity and promote the growth of beneficial bacterial species while reducing populations of bacteria associated with uremic toxin production. For kidney health specifically, this gut microbiome supporting effect of pomegranate provides a second, indirect pathway of kidney protection that complements its direct antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects in kidney tissue. Let's also spend a moment discussing what makes the overnight kidney repair window genuinely significant from a physiology standpoint. Every cell in the body, including kidney cells, has internal molecular clocks that regulate gene expression across a 24-hour cycle. In kidney cells, genes involved in DNA repair, inflammatory regulation, autophagy, and cellular maintenance tend to be more highly expressed during the overnight rest period compared to the active daytime period. This means that the cellular machinery available to use antioxidant compounds, respond to anti-inflammatory signals, and perform the mitophagy that urolithin A activates is more active and more receptive during the overnight hours. Providing the kidney with these compounds precisely during this repair-active window is therefore not a trivial timing consideration but a strategy based on how kidney cells actually prioritize their biological activities across the daily cycle. Before we close, it is essential to say clearly that this video is for general educational and nutritional awareness only. Pomegranate is a genuine, research-supported food with specific and meaningful relevance to kidney health through the mechanisms we have discussed, but it is not a medical treatment for kidney disease, and nothing in this video should be taken as a recommendation to replace medical care or medications with dietary changes. Anyone with diagnosed kidney conditions, elevated potassium, or other medical concerns should discuss dietary changes including pomegranate consumption with their doctor or a registered dietitian before making them. If this video gave you specific, science-backed information about something as simple and enjoyable as what to eat before bed and why it genuinely matters for your kidney health, please share it with someone you care about, because this is exactly the kind of targeted nutritional knowledge that most people never receive clearly enough to act on. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to Dr. William Hart Health for more videos like this every day.